Good morning, children. Today we are going to start a new chapter, light. Um, Today I am sending you these videos where I will explain some of the topics of light. Uh, with You will watch this video and read the chapter. After that, I will take class on Cisco WebEx so that there will be clarity in the topic that we are discussing. Okay. We all know what light is. Light is nothing but it is a form of energy, and with the help of the light we are able to see objects around us. So how are we able to see the object around us? Basically, what happened is that when light falls on that particular object, for example, you are able to see a dressing table in front of you. So how are you able to see the dressing table? Because the light falls on that dressing table and the lights get reflected back to you and it reaches your eyes, then you are able to see the dressing table. So if you want to see some object, a light has to fall on that object and the reflected light rays will reach your eye and you will be able to see that particular object. This is how you see all the object around you, right? So that's why in dark you're not able to see anything, right? And always this light travels in a straight line. There was this in class 8, there is this experiment where you will be able to see how light travels in a straight line. There also I have given you a picture of two person which is able to see the light of a candle using a straight hollow pipe, and whereas he is not able to see the light of the candle where the pipe is bent, because the lights get blocked, right? So always remember that light always travel in a straight line. Okay, and apart from this we are also going to study many phenomena of light. Okay, that is formation, how shadows are formed, that you have already studied in class 6, I think. A light, when the light comes and the object blocks it, shadows are formed, right? Then formation of images we are going to discuss. Okay, how light bend when it travels in different medium, how star twinkles, how rainbows are formed, all we are going to discuss in this chapter. Okay, now we'll revise a little bit about reflection of light. You know already what is reflection of light. What happened in any polished surface, okay, whether it's a mirror or any object, when light falls it reflects back. If the light in the same medium, medium can be different type. Okay, it can be air, it can be water, okay, it can be a solid medium. So in a same medium, when light falls on a surface, the light rays is sent back. Okay, this process we call it as reflection of light. Okay, so we know there are laws of reflection of light is there. We have two laws of reflection of light. Okay, always the rays which falls on the surface we call it as incident ray. Okay, and the ray which is sent back from the object we call it as reflected ray. Here you have seen there's a mirror given, there's an incident ray and a reflected ray, right? And you can draw a normal at the point of the incidence. Now let me tell you what is point of incidence. The light ray, the incident ray fall on the object, right? So that particular point is the point of incidence. Okay, so in that point of incidence you can draw a perpendicular line. This perpendicular line we call it as normal. Okay, so always you see there's an angle formed between the normal and the incident ray, that we call it as angle of incidence, and there's another angle formed between the normal and the reflected ray, that we call it as angle of reflection. So in the laws of reflection it always says the angle of incident and the angle of reflection is always equal. Okay, so this is the first law of reflection. The second law of reflection tells you that the incident ray, you know what is the incident ray, okay, the reflected ray and the normal, okay, to the mirror at the point of incident all lie in the same plane. That means this 3 point that we are talking, this three rays that we are talking about, 2 rays and the normal that we are talking about, will lie in the same plane, will be at one point basically. So this is the laws of reflection of light. Okay, now how images are formed by mirror. Let's say normally, usually we are using plane mirror to see objects, right? To see, before going to school, before coming to school, you go and see how you look, how you're dressed up and all. So this is done in plane mirror. So how are you able to see object in plane mirror? Okay, you see here this, observe this picture. You see when certain light, okay, the light rays that falls on the object, here the object is A, the bottle A is the object, right? So the light which is reflected from the object, a light falls on the object, from that object the lights get reflected back, it goes to the plane mirror, right? It now, the light rays which is reflected from the object will act as an incident ray from the plane mirror, and it will get reflected, right? Then reflected and it reach your eyes. Okay, see, the image will be formed when this light rays meet. When the light rays meet, the image will be formed. Okay, here in this case the light rays will not be able to meet in front of the mirror, right? But when we draw an imaginary line, extend the reflected ray, okay, and draw an imaginary line, that is the dot dot, you can see the reflected light rays is going to meet at certain point, that is nothing but that is C. That's where the image will be formed. Okay, always remember, image will be formed where the reflected light rays meet. Okay, sometimes the reflected light rays will meet directly, or sometimes it won't be able to meet, so we have to draw an imaginary line to let the reflected ray meet, and that will be the position of the image formed. Okay, so here the image is formed behind the mirror. Okay, this type of image which is formed behind the mirror, we call it as virtual image. Okay, we are going to discuss virtual and real image a little later on. I'll send a video on that. Okay, but as of now, you are able to see how images formed. Okay, this is how images form in plane mirror, and in later part of the class we are going to discuss how images form in concave mirror and convex mirror and in lenses, etc. Okay, so what are the characteristics of the image formed in the image formed by the plane mirror? Okay, the image will be always erect means it will not be ulta. Okay, when it's ulta, it's say inverted. It is always erect. You see, you go in front of the mirror and see, your face will be always erect. Okay, the image will be of the same size, that you already know, and the image will be of the same distance. For example, you are 1 meter away from the mirror, your image inside the mirror, it will be 1 meter. Okay, then the image is always virtual. Okay, virtual means you won't be able to obtain this on a screen like real image we can obtain it on screen, like the movie, the image that form in the movie theater, no, that is the image that is obtained on the screen, that is real. We are going to discuss that a little later. And the image is laterally inverted. Laterally inverted means, when you look at the mirror, your right hand will be left, okay, and your left hand will be the right, so it is inverted laterally, we call it as. Okay, so these are the characteristics of the image formed by plane mirror. Okay, now there is an activity in page number 161, activity 10.1. You see, you have to do this activity. It's a very simple activity. You take a spoon, a little new new one, you take a shining one, and you see your face. Okay, you will see in the curved surface means the inside one. Okay, you will see certain image, right? So when you see the image, you will see that your face will be inverted and your face will be smaller. The inner side of the spoon, if you see, your face will be inverted. Okay, and your face will be smaller also. Whereas if you reverse the spoon and do the same activity, you will see your face will be erect. Okay, and your if you move it away from you, your face will become smaller, right? So why I am asking you to do this activity is because this is an example of a spherical mirror. This is an example of a concave mirror and a convex mirror that we are going to discuss. In this mirror, you will not see the image like that, the same that you saw in plane mirror. It will be different. Okay, sometimes it will be smaller in size, sometimes it will be bigger in size. Okay, so and in certain case it will be inverted. Inverted means it will be ulta, it will not be erect. Okay, so this is an example of the curved surface of this spoon that you have taken could be considered as curved mirror that we are going to discuss. Okay, and the most common example of curved mirror is spherical mirror, which is in your syllabus, that we are going to discuss. Okay, spherical mirror, the reflecting surface, that means from where the reflection will take place, are curved. Either it can be curved inward and either it can be curved outward. Okay, inward माने spoon का जो अंदर है वो inward, it was inward, right? So that is called as concave mirror. You can see here the gray color part is not the reflecting surface, it is the back of the mirror. Okay, and the reflecting surface is the black color part, so it is the concave mirror. And ulta for convex mirror, the protruding part, the outward part of the spherical mirror is called as convex mirror. Now why they are spherical mirror, let me tell you. Basically it is this mirror is a part of a sphere. A sphere, for example, let's take an example of a ball. Okay, if you cut the ball at one part will be obtained, right? That will be the mirror. So concave and convex mirror are part of a sphere, that's why it is called as spherical mirror. Okay, other thing that you are seeing that we are going to discuss little later. Now I have given you more example of concave and convex mirror. Concave mirror, here the blue color part, the first picture, the blue color part is the reflecting surface, right? At the back the hard surface is there, that is concave mirror. Here in convex mirror you can see the blue color part. Okay, the protruding part is the convex mirror. So like that I have given you 3 examples so that you can see and you don't get confused between a concave mirror and a convex mirror. Okay, now concave mirror is also called as converging mirror and convex mirror is also called as diverging mirror. Why? Let me tell you. In the concave mirror, when light rays come and hit the surface of the concave mirror, okay, all the light rays that comes parallelly, okay, that will converge themselves and meet at a point. Okay, see, the light is converging, right? It doesn't get deflected. Okay, it get converged, right? So these type of mirror, the concave mirror, we call it as converging mirror. Whereas in case of convex mirror, the lights get diverge, right? All the blue yellow light coming get diverge. Okay, and they appear to meet at a point inside the behind the mirror, right? If you draw an imaginary line, they happen to appear to meet at a point. So these type of mirror we call it as diverging mirror. Okay, there is another activity you do it, if you want to do it, you can do it very carefully. Either you can watch a video on YouTube also. Okay, now you see, you must have done this activity actually. You know, if you have a concave mirror at home, what you have to do is that you have to hold a concave mirror in your hand, and make the reflecting surface should be towards the sun के एक पेपर लो, एक you have to take that mirror, and sun का जो ray है, you let it reflect from the concave mirror and make it focus towards the paper. After some time the paper will burn. How? When the object is at infinite, like sunlight, okay, image will be forming at this particular point. सन से वो सन रेज आएगा इन्फिनिटी से, फिर वो आपका जो कॉन्केव मिरर है वहाँ पे रिफ्लेक्ट होके आप उसको पेपर में फोकस कर रहे हो, तो ऑल दीज लाइट रेज will be concentrated in that particular focus, right? That's why the paper will burn. Okay, now let's go a little ahead. All these things that we have discussed, you have already discussed in class 8. Now we are going to discuss some terms related to spherical mirror, okay, which is very important for the later part of the chapter, right? So center of curvature. These are new terms that you should know. Center of curvature. What is center of curvature? You see in the picture that is C is there. Okay, I told you for example, concave mirror or convex mirror are part of a sphere, right? So that sphere will have a center, right? That particular center we call it as center of curvature. Okay, now it is represented by C. Again we have radius of curvature. Radius of curvature, simple, the radius of the surface, the radius of the sphere that we have taken, right? That will be now here we can represented by the distance between C and P. Okay, that is the radius of the sphere that we have taken. That is the radius of curvature. In both the cases, in the first picture, it is denoted by CP, you see. Now what is P? Very important. What is P? P is the spherical mirror that you have taken. Okay, any mirror you take, the spherical mirror you have taken, there will be a center of the spherical mirror, right? That will be considered as P. For example, concave mirror का जो mid point है उसको हम लोग P बोलते हैं, उसको हम लोग pole बोलते हैं. Now the same thing in convex mirror also. Okay, the midpoint of that particular mirror that you have taken, we call it as P. Okay, pole. It is the center of the spherical mirror. Now, what is principal axis? Principal axis is the line that is passing through. It is a line, straight line. Straight line means it will go anywhere. Okay, it will go anywhere, man. It will be unending, right? Line passing through the center of curvature and passing through the pole. Okay, that is the line drawn here, no? That is the principal axis. Now, what is principal focus? Let's see, in the second diagram you see all the light rays that comes parallel. Okay, in second diagram ka first part you see light rays that comes parallel to the principal axis will reflect and meet at a point, that is F, right? Always they'll meet at a point. If any light rays that comes parallel to the principal axis, okay, in case of concave mirror, will always meet at a point. Okay, can meet at a point. That particular point we call it as principal focus. Okay, in the same in case of convex mirror, although the light rays will not meet because it gets diverged, but it appears to come and meet at a point, right? Virtually it can be seen that it appears to meet at a point. That particular point on the principal axis we call it as focus. Okay, now the next is focal length. What is focal length? Focal length is the distance between that particular F and P, the principal focus and the pole. That we call it as focal length. And always focal length, okay, is equal to the radius of curvature divided by 2. Understood? R is equal to 2F. We know R is nothing but the radius of curvature, F is nothing but the focal length. We denoted by small f. Here in the PPT, in the video, F is equal to R, it is written, it should be R by 2. That's by mistake I have done it, okay. Now, this is very important. You have to remember all these terms, okay. Now, the next part. These are certain, point to be remember when we draw ray diagrams. We are going to draw ray diagrams. I think I have done some mistakes. I will continue this ray diagrams later. For today, that's it, okay.